Hey everyone, so we have 3 converges to go over today, or technically 4 because there's 2 little ones in this one here. So we got number 87, number 109, and number 184. Let's get these 2 out. We'll go in order of appearance within Converge, not necessarily within Gundam. So this little fighter jet, goofy looking fighter jet is called a Dopp. And according to fandom, it's an atmospheric fighter jet, Mach 5, but poor range. Alright, whatever. Let's see here. If this is number 87, this is from wave 14 of the Converge line. The earlier ones, the first 20 waves don't tell you what wave they're from, but the age will give you an indication. 2014 there. And so here's some stats. The top there, 9 meters, whatever, 5 tons or something like that. And then the tank-like thing is called a Magella. And there's the stats of that, 60 tons. And then in this wave, these are the other ones that were out. Okay. This gum is going to be funny looking, I think. It's got a little bit of brown going on. Yeah, that one's, well, it's not the worst I've seen, but it's definitely not attractive. Okay. It'll be interesting, the stance. Seeing how they did the stance on this. Okay, I'll have to cut the toy. Now the stand is similar to the ball stands. Number 50 was the ball, 2 balls. That's not a joke, being serious there. Okay, anyways, so the canopy is a separate piece. It's clear, and they painted it. Pretty good, decent job it looks like. So I'm guessing that's just a friction fit. If it's loose, you might want, yeah, that actually is very loose. So you might want to put some poster putty in there, or literally glue it permanently. What I'm not really liking though is the fact that they skipped painting the rest of it. Like, you see the frame? It's all clear. It's very strange. Yeah. This should all be green, right? Looking at the images. I know Bandai can do this. They're just lazy. That's really strange that they wouldn't paint that. Or is this like an error? Very odd. Hold on a sec. I gotta actually look at the box again. No, it is a conscious decision to be lazy. Same with the tank. The tank, they didn't paint the rest of the canopy. That's really weak. I think that's weak. Okay, well, I guess you can say, well, you get 2 vehicles in 1 box. Maybe that's the defense. I mean, it is nicely detailed mold-wise. Look at all these streaks and stuff. You know, some panel liner will really help those out. The little thrusters have details, very cool. Little wings. It's, what does this remind me of? It reminds me of like a bird or something, like a strange bird. Maybe a pterodactyl or something, which isn't a bird, by the way. Well, reptiles, birds, people think dinosaurs are birds. There's a little peg hole there. So I can't really speak much else about this. It's relatively simple. It's a unique airplane, that's for sure. It has like these missile pods, rocket pods right there. But I guess they're also the engines, maybe? Or maybe they're not the engines. I'm guessing maybe these 2 are the engines. Okay, well, that's an interesting one, that's for sure. And so now the turret here of this tank, this is bent, so I'm going to have to go and heat this up with some water. But before I do that, you can see that the turret itself will actually pivot up and down. Although something tells me it doesn't want to pivot further than, oh, maybe it was some sort of plastic flash had to break off. If I pull it forward, then it can pivot up, but just without it, it kind of wants to stop right there. So I'm not sure why, but there's some sort of plastic hanging in the way. This peg hole there. I have a suspicion this tank actually flies. Let me look up the stats on this thing. Yes, as suspected, it is a flying turret. It doesn't fly very long, but it does. So this is one of the earlier cartoons, and this is from the 08th cartoon. So very cool. I went ahead and took some hot water and poured it on and straightened it out a little bit. I probably should have spent more time straightening this fin, but yeah, my bad. I'll do it later. Okay, well anyways, yeah, the clear cockpit again. I wish they painted the actual frame, but not happening. So the engine's there. You got 8 engine thrusters, it looks like. The wings, and there's a VTOL. So these are probably thrusters. So it takes off VTOL like a Hawker Harrier. All right. So now the base of this thing. It's got like a Gatling gun up here, and then well, engine exhausts in 3 places, 6 of them. Some bent details there. The treads are really metallic. It almost looks like real metal. This metal paint that they used. It looks like it's steel, but it's clearly plastic. It's way too light. So that's really shiny. You usually don't see stuff like this on the bottom of Converges, but this one has a space to do it. Okay, so an interesting tank, I guess. You got some light details there. Alright, so let's pop this on here. Oh boy, that's really tight. Man, I don't know. I feel like I gotta drill this hole out. I feel that if I push that on, that peg is it's gonna tear off the next time I try to move it. Maybe you put oil in there or something. Actually, that's a good idea. Hold on. Well, as I was messing about, this cockpit does come off. If for some reason you want to maybe hollow it out and put a figure in there, you could. I can't get this thing straight. It's just hot water. Try it again. Just wants to go back. I put a little oil here. Let's see if this works. No, I do think I'm gonna have to drill this out. Well, at least with the oil, if I pull it vertically and just don't twist it, it seems to be okay. Unfortunately, now the turret is, well, actually that does work. Fandom says this turret later on became a weapon for a Zaku robot, so I thought that was interesting. This might be weirder looking than the flying thing, right? This is a weird set of vehicles, but that's Gundam. All right. And also, I feel, yeah, this fin looks good. This one I'm gonna have to bend. It's crooked. Yeah, that's too bad. All right. Well, for now, let's just continue on. So this flying thing, we can pop into this peg here. Guess you could put a figure in there as well. The turret, I'm assuming if you wanted to have the turret flying, you'd put it on this other side, but without it, I guess I'll just fold these. Oh, that's a pretty smart stand. You can fold it that way. Right? So just do that. Alright, that was a lot longer than I expected for 2 little things like that. Let's continue to the next one. Alright, next up we have the RTX 65, which appeared in the manga Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin and its animation adaptation, which I never even heard about, but this rendering looks pretty awesome. There are the little things here. It's equipped with 2 large caliber cannons for bombardment, and then there's quadruple auto cannons. Alright. And then some cool images there from the animation. It's a cool looking tank. I really like it. This is being number 109. It would have come from Converge Wave number 19. And so other robots in 19 are these guys here. What is this? G parts or some sort of accessory maybe for some other robot. 13 meters. You'd think it would have the weight, but nope. Okay, and then this is from 2015. Let's see how Gum looks like from 2015. This one's held up alright. I mean, it's not nice, obviously, but I've seen worse. Okay, let's get the scissors. Alright, let's start from the bottom up. Okay, so the tank treads on this are not nearly as shiny as the last one, but they still look kind of metallic gray kind of. You can see a little speckling in there, at least I can. This must be the back maybe. Those look like exhausts. Alright, yeah, so there's a little three machine gun thing here, maybe a cupola there for a driver. And it's cool that it actually has stuff printed here, but it's not matching the chassis number. It says IST-IC9-AM A61. I don't know if that I would assume that has some sort of significance in the realm of Bandai's Gundam stuff here. So we got some details on the bottom. Okay. Okay, now we got the upper torso, huge hex hole there, and the arms, I think that's just stuck with paint, but I'm assuming those things will break off and rotate. Hold on here. Yeah, there we go. Well, that's a nice long peg, even though the peg isn't the largest diameter, because of its goes pretty far into the torso. I think it can maintain its position pretty well. There's nice red printing on this thing here. This little stripe, this little vent there. Cool, very cool. Autocannon details, how they're recessed there a little bit. So that's neat. And then it looks like it's got smoke launchers here, like 6 of them. Is that like a Zeonic logo, maybe? No. Well, I think this must be the Earth Federation Forces logo. That's what Fandom is saying that this was used by. These are the bases for the turrets. Let's get those turrets in here. There's no shape to it, it's just round. Looks like it was a clear piece of plastic that they painted gunmetal. Decent enough fit. Actually, it would make sense to put the head on first. Alright, well, big canister in the back. I'm assuming this must be like ammo or something. But it doesn't really feed in anywhere, so I don't know. It doesn't come off either. Let's take this off. So a huge peg on this head here. And it's got an antenna on this side. It is pleasantly as flexible as PVC. And then really cool visor. You know, it's transparent green, but there's molded details behind it, painted silver. So very cool. No paint up in there, though. I think something would be nice to have up there. I'll have to add that later. Alright, well, naturally the heads can articulate if you wanted to, but you might want to take off a turret first, or one of these cannon shafts or whatever. It's interesting. Alright, let's pop this on here. Oh, so now you'll notice the arms are colliding, so you probably want to start with the arms in the up position. Okay, so then you can move it down. Actually, there's almost no down movement. Yeah, so it collides. Not the most well thought out tank. But if you flip it around, backwards, nope, still not much. It's just a pivot. I mean, the peak of this tread is just in the wrong location. But I guess if you twist it to the side, then you could, for some reason or another, you could, I don't know why you'd want to pose it like that, but, yeah, well, anyways. That is an interesting Converge. Obviously, I think I like the rendering from the cartoon. This looks awesome to me because it's such squatter. Or maybe this is maybe someone took this picture and squished it on purpose or something. Well, let me reset for the last one. Alright, so this is from Wave Pound 11. It's number 184 from 2018. And here are the other robots in that wave. Yeah, I think I got those 3. And then some specs here, 56 tons. Alright, so while I'm opening this, you can read this paragraph if you want. It seems to be the first prototype by the Earth Federation's forces, Operation V. And basically it's a tank with a humanoid on the top half. But the major flaw is that the top half cannot rotate, so you have to, turn the entire tank in order to change direction, which obviously makes no sense. And then the arms are actually missile launchers, or some sort of projectile launchers. Here's the gum from that year. Not too bad. Not great, though. What else? A reactor of nuclear and gas turbines. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so I gotta clip these 2 pieces off here. rough cut first. And a final cut here. Might be better with the hobby knife on the. It's really hard to get these nippers into that little recess there. Okay. So this has just a base with no peg. It's nice, I guess, that they give you a base just to mix it, you know, fit in with the rest of your collection. What's weird is this one didn't come with one. Okay, you know, these are so sensitive. Well, I guess I can put it on. Let's see if I can get the head off of this thing. While I do that, why don't you look at those images? It says this thing can go in space. It's kind of weird to see a tank flying through space, but I guess they can. Alright, so this. So which way did these go? I gotta go back to some reference material. Where's that box? It's really hard to tell. Oh, here we go on the top. So this thing's angled backwards. So, alright, I guess you can rotate them or position them in different ways. I'm not sure if they should do that in the cartoon or not, but whoa, that's really tight though. Oh boy, I kind of wish I didn't push that in. See, I didn't clip off enough plastic there. It's not sitting very flush. I'll have to use a foam pry tool. Well, actually, let me come back. Yeah, it was bothering me too much, so I cleaned it up and put it back. Alright, so being a round peg is going to rotate here pretty easily, right? And you have enough clearance. Well, it's kind of, yeah, it's weird. It wants to nestle right there, but I clearly had it at a different angle before. Let's try it again. Well, it can be at an angle, it's just going to stick up a tiny bit. Okay, well, anyways, I guess I'll just leave it forward. So it's got cool details. You know, the canopy itself is like a frosted kind of green, and it looks like this could be a cockpit back there. So that's neat. Yeah, a little vent detail in the front, a little something in the back. Alright, so again to this tank body now. We got this, the recessors for the cannons. I might as well put those in now that I have the head in place. I guess it doesn't matter which side, it's just a T-shaped groove, and both of them have the same T-shape on the actual cannons. The cannons, I think, they're not, I think they could be rigid plastic. They don't seem to want to flex too much. So naturally, if this head was rotated, it probably wouldn't have that, be able to have the cannons in there. So, all right. These yellow vents look pretty good. There's some like holes in there. Vent details there. There's a little yellow here. There's a red bottom here. So this torso wouldn't spin on the real robot. I'm just curious if it will on this. No, I think it's glued in place. I would think that these arms must, yeah, they can come out. There's a peg at the hex hole, so those can spin up and down a little bit. No, not much actually. You see, there's a chamfer on the shoulder because there's a chamfer here. So it kind of wants to just sit there. You can get only that much movement because I think it might collide. Well, no, that's weird. This side is clearly pointed lower. Let's see what this shoulder looks like. That also has a chamfer. I guess maybe, well, that one you could just force down lower. For some reason, this one doesn't want to do it. Yeah, see, I guess if it sticks out a lot, you can do it, but I'd rather have it flush. But anyways, for some reason, this one can go lower, and I'm okay with that. Don't know what these would be. Saying there's a core fighter that can control this thing, and I think that's the core fighter. I don't know if these are thrusters or what. I don't know. Please leave a comment if you know. Here's the elbow. Interesting. The treads, yeah, they're alright, I guess. They look just gray. I don't think they're metallic. I don't see any metal flake in there like the other two. But interesting. This is cool. The detail of the bogie suspension, the bogie wheels. Very nice. And yeah, the wheels themselves have some little look like holes in them. They're the bogie wheels. A little shield for them. There's some venting for these hand missile launchers or cannons. I forget already what they are. There's some recesses so you can put some black paint in there or a black Sharpie. So that's good. It's an interesting tank, that's for sure. Alright, well, yeah, some venting here as well. Let me get all these things spinning. Well, that has been the most interesting set of Converges I've ever looked at. These are so funky looking, but in a way I do like them. I don't know which one I like the most. I think it's probably still this early Guntank, but yeah, what do you guys think? Which one do you like? I just like tanks, so the fighter jet not so much, but it is definitely unique looking. Okay, well, hopefully we'll find some other cool Converges to learn about later on. Thanks for tuning in.